I was lucky enough to do my advanced shamanic practitioner training with my mentor on the beautiful island of Kauai. Now you might be wondering, what is shamanic practice? What does it have to do with leadership? And how can you as a leader use it every day to transform your world? My new video series, Shamanic Practice for Leaders, goes deep into these concepts and more. Join me, Beck Robertson Coach. There are 5 vital tools for connecting with shamanic states of consciousness every day. In future Beck Robertson Coach vlogs, we'll talk about the other 4. But today, let's start with the one that I am most passionate about, and that is food. And in particular, plant-based foods. If you want to elevate your levels of consciousness enough to be able to connect with shamanic states, you need to be looking into a plant-based diet. Plant-based is basically anything that's safe and edible. Nuts and seeds, fruits, vegetables, roots. You really want to start experimenting with bringing those into your diet more. Now, in future vlogs, we'll talk about the other 4. But for now, start investigating and having fun with a plant-based diet. What if sleep wasn't just rest? What if in actual fact it is the gateway to deep knowing and intuition that we can't access in the everyday? Now, in the latest vlog, I talked about plant-based diet and how this is one of the 5 vital tools for connecting with shamanic states of consciousness. Today, we're going to talk about sleep. Now, sleep is very important for rest, but it's more than just that. We want to shift from thinking about switching off when we sleep to switching on. And that means switching on to a dreaming state where we can access information that we don't get to access in the everyday world. That is one of the 5 vital tools for connecting with shamanic states of consciousness. Now, if you're having disturbed sleep patterns or nightmares, then it indicates there's an underlying emotional issue that you might want to address. And it's important to do that before you commence any form of shamanic practice. You can live on a natural high every day, but only if you're prepared to get rid of some of the habits that interfere with your ability to see clearly. Now, they all fall under the heading of toxins, and I'm going to give you a list of 5 today to start working on. The first one is the most important, and that is drugs and alcohol. The second is toxic information. Third, toxic food. Fourth, toxic products in the home. And 5, toxic relationships. Now, if you're struggling with drug and alcohol addiction, you do need to seek help from a qualified medical practitioner who specialises in addiction, and that's because there are chemical interactions at play. As for the other 4, just have fun researching and experimenting with reducing toxins in your world. In future Beck Robertson Coach vlogs, we're going to keep going through my list of top 5 tips to connecting with shamanic states of consciousness. See you soon. What if we began the day with the question, what if ... We're all searching for answers, but if we're looking for answers in the outside world, we're looking for things that are known and already exist. And to be in a shamanic state of consciousness, we actually want to be in a creative state and bringing into the world things that don't already exist. So we begin the day with the question, what if ... And then we let the imagination run wild. That is how we bring shamanic states of consciousness into the everyday. Now, in future Beck Robertson Coach vlogs, I'm going to talk to you about my final tip on how to elevate to shamanic states of consciousness every day and transform your world. Push, pull, push, pull. That is what elevating to shamanic states of consciousness is all about. Now, what do I mean? It means the setting of an energetic boundary around you that protects your energy, and then we only pull in what we want to draw into our world and we push away what we don't want. So it's an invisible boundary, but you can visualize it like this. It's a bubble around you. Your energy stays in and what you don't want in stays out. So pulling in what we want, pushing away what we don't want. Now, as you strengthen those energetic muscles, you get a lot better at it and you won't need such amount of force. It'll be more neutral, a gentle pushing away, a gentle pulling in. And that is my final tip in how to elevate to shamanic states of consciousness every day. Where are we going to next on this journey? Well, you're going to need to tune in to my next Beck Robertson Coach vlog to find out. Today on the Beck Robertson Coach Vlog, we're going to journey together to a neutral state and a neutral space. Now, why do we do that before we can elevate to shamanic states? That's because shamanic states are creative. So we want to begin at neutral. Otherwise, we're not really creating. We're just beginning with something that's already exists. So to get to a neutral space, before we get to a shamanic space, we want to begin with 4 breaths. 4 breaths, that's it. We're breathing in and visualizing a beautiful element in nature. Doesn't matter what it is, whatever works for you. And we're breathing out to let go. It's just 4 breaths and it's that simple. Now, once we get to a neutral space, we then want to elevate to a sacred space. And in the next Beck Robertson Coach Vlog, I'm going to talk you through how to get there. We've set a cracking pace so far on the Beck Robertson Coach Vlog, but today we are going to slow everything right down. And that's because we're talking about sacred space. And when we are creating a sacred space for our shamanic practice, we want to slow everything right down to snail's pace. Because we want to have our awareness and our energy in the here and now. That's really critical. So we slow right down, we bring the awareness and energy into the here and now. Now, creating a sacred space is all about setting an intention of connecting with the higher self and elevated states of consciousness, but in a safe way that doesn't allow for unwanted energetic intrusions. And in the next vlog, I'm going to talk to you about how to physically and energetically prepare a sacred space wherever you are in the world. You can connect with sacred space anywhere you are in the world, but there are 3 key principles we need to be nailing before we can get there. And those are clear, protect, connect. And we need to do that both at the energetic and the physical levels. So clear, protect, connect at the energetic and physical levels before we can be in a sacred space. Now, in tomorrow's vlog, I'm going to talk you through exactly how you can declutter and clear a space both energetically and physically to prepare for sacred space. Yesterday we talked about the 3 principles for connecting with and creating sacred space, and they are clear, protect, connect. Let's start with number 1. Clearing a space. Now, on the physical side, we just simply declutter. We remove from the space anything that we don't need in order to create a sacred space. And you can do that inside or outside, depending on where your physical space is. Now, on the energetic side, I have a little visualization for you. You simply close your eyes and visualize a bucket, and you're putting in that bucket all energy that doesn't belong in the space. And then we visualize emptying the bucket. And that is how we clear a space, both physically and energetically. Tomorrow, we're talking how to protect a space. See you then. In order to connect with the higher self, we need to set up a safe space. And it needs to be both at the physical and energetic levels. Now, on the physical side, 2 things. We minimize disruptions and avoid interruptions. And that is simply how we set up a safe physical space for shamanic practice. On the energetic side of things, we visualize a beautiful bubble of light and we fill that bubble with stars. And that way we're only connecting to a wondrous and beautiful energy. We're not allowing anything negative into our space. Okay, so avoid disruptions, minimize interruptions, and create that beautiful bubble of wondrous energy. On tomorrow's vlog, I am going to talk to you about connecting with sacred space, and I will see you then. When we're connecting with sacred space, it's an inward journey, not an outward journey. So that means we're withdrawing our senses from the external world, and we're taking our energy and attention of what we can see, hear, smell, and touch outside of ourselves. And we withdraw inward to that place of deep consciousness and knowing, where imagination and magic rule. So, to connect with sacred space, it is an inward journey, not an outward journey. On tomorrow's Beck Robertson Coach vlog, I am going to take you through the next installment in how to connect with shamanic states of consciousness every day. See you soon. What is the purpose of the Beck Robertson Coach vlog? Well, it's simply this. We are demystifying shamanic states of consciousness and bringing them into our everyday world. Because when we do that, we can access our dream future right now. And who doesn't want to do that? Now, demystification of shamanic states involves this concept. We are simply tapping into the beauty of our natural world and our human experience in that natural world. So it's all about beauty and bringing beauty to everything we do. Now, as you journey in shamanic states, you may not always see beauty, and we're going to talk about that in the next vlog. As we elevate to higher states of consciousness, we're creating and finding beauty as we go. But we may not see beauty at the outset of our journey or throughout our journey. And that's because emotions and feelings and memories may arise that make us feel stressed, uncomfortable, anxious, worried, or disappointed. But those are opportunities for healing to occur. So the first step is to observe what's coming up. And then once we've observed it, we then can transform it. So we separate ourselves from the emotion, we observe it, and then transform it. Let's talk tomorrow in the next vlog about that transformation process. As much as we try to outrun negative states of emotion, we can't. We have to face them head on, and we do that in 3 steps. We observe, we separate, and we transform. Now, the observing part is easy because we're just looking at the experience without labeling it or judging it. We then separate, and I do that by visualizing putting the emotion into a box so it's contained and it's not overwhelming me. And then finally, the transformation part, well, that's where the beauty really happens. That's where we look for the learning opportunity, the lesson that we can take from this negative emotion. Because we grow and evolve when we examine our life, both good and bad. So how can you transform that negative state into something that will inform your future? People often think that elevating consciousness is all about positivity, but it's not. Because in order to go high, we have to first go low. And that means going below the level of conscious awareness to the subconscious, where we can find and identify the emotional ties and bonds that hold us in low vibrational states. So we go low to go high. Now, in tomorrow's vlog, I'm going to talk you through how to identify those emotional bonds and ties that hold you in low vibrational states. But my message for today's vlog is simple. You must go low in order to go high. You can't bypass the process. A quiet and reflective intention on the vlog today, because I'm going to give you a visualization tool that you can use to identify what is holding you back from progress. Now, don't worry if it doesn't work, because tomorrow's vlog, I'm giving you a second option. But for now, stay with me. This practice takes 1 minute, and you just need a quiet and dark space. And all you're going to do is close your eyes and in your mind ask repeatedly but calmly, what is holding me back? What is holding me back? Just over and over in your mind. And then visualizations, thoughts, feelings, ideas should start to bubble to the surface. Take note. Repeat this practice over a few days. So just 1 minute for a few days. See what happens. And if it doesn't work, well, tomorrow's vlog, that's for you. You may not always be able to identify what it is that's holding you back from progress, but you can still release it and shift that energy so you can move forward. How do you do it? Well, it's body work. Things like yoga, massage, Reiki, anything that gets the body moving and the blood pumping is going to help you move that energy around and out. So if you have physical symptoms in the body, these can represent underlying emotional issues that just need to become unstuck. Of course, they can always represent underlying physical issues, which is why you should see your doctor before you start any form of body work. Now, Think about it like this. Energy likes to move, and if it gets stuck, then you'll feel stuck as well. So get the energy moving and get it flowing.